Valentine's Day. Are you looking for a few pandemic-friendly ways to celebrate with someone you love? Well, Orange County Tourism has released its annual to-do list for couples and friends, including some local places for outdoor dining, shopping, workshops, and so much more. Their director tells us while celebrating this year, of course, is a bit different, it can still be just as fun.
Safety, number one, and two, open spaces outdoors. We do have some of those options. For example, we have Cedar Lake Estates for the Saturday night Valentine's dinner next to a fire pit and fairly open and spaced out really nicely under twinkling lights. And it's just a fantastic opportunity and experience for people to do.
Well, the complete Orange County Tourism Valentine's Day list is posted on our website. A reminder, though, check ahead for reservations and availability. Hey, a fire pit is definitely what we need. I know most people.
Culture.
Hi, News 12. I just won The Voice.
Community.
The first shot went into the arm of Port Washington nurse Sandra Lindsay.
Connections.
Seems like so much fun.
It was pretty hectic.
Discover News 12 New York.
Hey, look, we're happy, right?
A new way to see the best of News 12's local channels from across the tri-state area, all in one place. Now streaming 24/7 on your favorite devices. Discover News 12 New York today.
This is Our Lives. I'm Gwen Edwards. There is an exceptional lecture that's going to be offered during Black History Month by the Norwalk Historical Society. Diane Jelleret joins me now. She's the executive director. And thank you so much, Diane, for bringing this program.
You're welcome. We're very happy to bring it to the public.
All right, tell us about it. Honoring the Silent.
Yes, the Honoring the Silent is documenting the African American and Native American history in Connecticut. We're actually going to have two speakers coming on. We have a speaker, Dennis Culleton. He's the founder and executive director of the Witness Stone Project. And it is a way of, he has a project where we actually did the background on the enslaved and provided a history on the enslaved throughout Connecticut. And he's had many schools and students involved, and it is a growing project. And we wanted to have an opportunity for him to actually tell the public about what's going on with the Witness Stones Project. And then we're going to have another panel speaker who has been researching the ancient burial ground in Hartford. The 17th and 18th century. This is one of the only burying grounds that is still survived from long ago. And they have documented about 500 African Americans and Native Americans that have been buried in that burying ground.
It's a virtual lecture. Tell us how we may be a part of this exceptional program.
Yep. So it's on Thursday, February 18th. You can go to Eventbrite, type in Norwalk Historical Society, and it is free, and you just must register. So it's a limited number of virtual seats, as we're all gotten used to using Zoom, and that's how you can join. Again, it is at 5:30 on Thursday, February 18th. So please join us. It's going to be exciting to hear what's going on. And we're doing this for Black History Month.
Well, Diane, thank you very much. And thank the Norwalk Historical Society.
Thank you.
And we want to thank you for watching Our Lives, and we hope to see you the next time.
Well, you don't have to be a person to make Jersey proud. Pooches qualify too. This dog in Oakland named Sadie. Last month, Sadie was hanging out with her owner, Brian, when Brian suffered a stroke. Sadie knew something was wrong, so she started licking his face to keep him awake and even helped drag Brian to his phone across the room to call for help. That's a good dog. Sadie now getting an Heroic Dog Award from PETA. Brian, we're happy to tell you, is recovering at a rehab center. He's got a great pet, though, as Sadie did Jersey proud.
In today's Chef's Quick Tip, we learn the secret to making a delicious French specialty.
I'm Tina Redwine with today's quick tip. Joining us is pastry chef
Suzanne Byrne of Sweet Brioche Artisan Pastries in Trumbull, Connecticut.
My kids love having crepes, especially for breakfast.
So do mine. So what we're doing here is we're starting with milk, eggs, and sugar, and we're gonna mix them together. We're gonna whisk in the salt, and then the very last thing is gonna be that flour. And you're just gonna keep whisking until you get this really nice, smooth little batter. And then I do have a little bit of melted butter here at the end as well.
Why is it better to use it when it's chilled?
What you're doing is when you mix it, you're developing the gluten, which is in the flour. And when you let it sit overnight in the fridge, all of that's gonna relax. So you're gonna get this really nice, thin crepe batter. So I've got a nice medium heat non-stick pan. We can start from putting the batter in the pan. Spread that batter around. We can see that we're getting browning on the edges really quickly. It's also about just that really thin layer of batter, right? So I'm gonna loosen up the edges all the way around. And I'm just gonna use my fingers, right? And just pick that guy up and flip it over. Take a little bit of a nice jam. Do a super thin little smear all over the whole thing, and then just go ahead and roll them up and put them on a plate for the next morning.
Fancy and fun. And this tip is online. Just search for News 12 Connecticut Quick Tips Crepes with Suzanne. Tina Redwine, News 12 Connecticut.
If you want to set the scene for romance, you don't have to break the bank.
I always get so overwhelmed. What do you choose? Well, we asked the experts. Wine Spectator has a great guide for this Valentine's Day or anytime you want to celebrate. So Jillian, what do you have there?
Well, I have here 4 delicious, affordable wines that are food friendly and perfect to enjoy on Valentine's Day.
All right, so let's start with the rosé.
Yeah, so wine number 1 is the Rotari Brut Rosé 2014 from the Trento appellation in Italy. This sparkling wine retails for $20 and it scored 89 points on Wine Spectator's 100-point scale and was featured on Wine Spectator's top 100 values of 2020, which are great wines for $25 or less.
So you don't have to spend a lot to get a great wine.
Exactly. And that goes for all of these wines here. Our next wine, which is the wine number 2, this is the Trimbach Riesling 2017 from Alsace, France. This is a white wine that retails for about $25 and scored 91 points and was number 35 on Wine Spectator's top 100 wines of 2020.
All right, let's go to the reds.
So our red pick is the Ken Wright Pinot Noir 2017 from Oregon's Willamette Valley. It retails for $22. It scored 91 points and is number 33 on Wine Spectator's top 100 wines of 2020.
All right, and last but not least, we have a port.
So here we have the Delaforce Late Bottled Port 2013 from Portugal. It retails for $20 and it scored 89 points. And this wine is perfect for to end your Valentine's Day dinner. You can pair it with blue cheese, other bold cheeses, as well as, of course, your dark chocolate desserts. Because really, what's Valentine's Day?
Absolutely. Cheers to that. And if you want some more information on the wines that were just shown, we're going to put it up for you on news12.com.
There's a saying in the military that chiefs run the Navy. Well, in celebration of Black History Month, there was not an African-American chief until John Henry Turpin came along. Born in Long Branch, New Jersey, he became the Navy's first African-American chief petty officer. He had quite a career. The Navy actually put this film together highlighting his contributions. He survived the sinking of the Maine in 1898, became a chief gunner's mate, a Navy diver, later helped recruit African Americans for the Navy in World War II. He was a Navy man through and through, Jersey-born. Turpin, later known for his stylish handlebar mustache, died in 1962, cremated and buried at sea. Tonight we honor a pioneer who did Jersey proud. Dave, he did so much. There's a monument to him out in Bremerton, Washington, just to celebrate his life and his accomplishments to the Navy.
It's all started in Jersey.
It did.
That's fantastic.
And a Brooklyn school took a break from their regular class schedule to take part in the National Black Lives Matter Week of Action. News 12's Arnold Davick giving us a look at their 3-day-long virtual teach-in.
A virtual panel moderated by 6th graders at MS 839, and they're asking tough questions.
What do students, their families, and teachers at an integrated school have to do to make Black Lives Matter at school?
Their 3-day virtual teach-in for the school community was part of the Black Lives Matter at School Week of Action campaign. Staff and students joined by experts.
We wanted people to feel hope and urgency around these issues. We wanted them to know why Black Lives Matter is necessary. We wanted to definitely inspire people to take action.
The NYC Outward Bound School has always been committed to diversity, prioritizing nearly half of their seats to low-income, multilingual learners and students in temporary housing.
We need to shift past just celebrating diversity, and we really need to start centering Black voices, listening to our Black students about what they need to make our schools stronger places.
The panel discussing how changes such as mandating Black and ethnic studies, hiring Black teachers, and funding counselors instead of cops would be a step in the right direction to leveling the playing field for students of color.
Specifically, Black and Latinx are disproportionately punished more than other races of students.
Schools are places where you always get like a restart. There's always a Monday, there's always a next period, there's always a new year. And so that there's always an opportunity to imagine things a little bit differently.
Organizers saying it's important to continue the work and discussions beyond this week of action. Arnold Davik, News 12.
A Nigerian fashion designer in the Bronx has a new clothing line out, made to be dynamic and versatile no matter what New Yorkers have going on, and we know that's a lot. News 12's Marissa Marcelino has the story.
What are you wearing to the Zoom call? What are you wearing to help your son with the homework? Transitional pieces that reflect who we are in our own way.
Chooks Collins has a new lifestyle clothing brand out called The Athletic Side of Us that's made for relaxing, working out, or hitting the streets.
People want clothes that they can transition in. If I wake up in the morning and I just want to go to a walk in the park, and from there I get it.
And as we celebrate Black History Month here on News 12, we're heading to a spot in Fordham with a long history in the neighborhood. This Black-owned business worked hard to bounce back after having to shut down for 3 months because of the pandemic.
News 12's Amanda Bossard introduces us to the woman behind Marion Tattoo and the team of artists that keeps customers coming back.
In the heart of the hustle and bustle of Fordham Road sits a shop all abuzz, where art,
the different shades and colors,
comes to life.
The different designs, to be able to create things with your minds that people enjoy.
We offer a wide variety of tattoos, body piercings, and people have been able to trust us over the years. So I think that's the main reason why they come back out to support us. You have me right back in their chains.
Marion Tattoo has been a presence in the neighborhood for 15 years. The last 10 spent at this location, until last spring, when the pandemic forced the artists to put the pens down and close up shop.
I watched the news and everyone was saying businesses were closing down. It was a scary sight, and I didn't know what to expect.
When Marion Taylor was able to reopen her namesake business in July with COVID safety precautions in place, she and her staff received a warm welcome back.
Non-stop appointments. Non-stop. As God and I used to come at 10 in the morning. I used to get out of here 1 o'clock in the morning.
We weren't able to acquire any of the loans or the grants or anything that they had available, but we're able to, because of our clients, our repeated clients, be able to be here. And we've been able to pay up all our bills, back bills that we had owed because of the pandemic. And we're going strong.
A strength embodied in the lasting impressions made here, a place that hopes to remain a permanent fixture in Fordham.
My faith has been what's taking me through it, and I'm hoping to be here for another 10 years.
In Fordham, Amanda Bossard, News 12.
Super Bowl Sunday's known for food, right? Whether it's chicken wings, nachos, pizza, you probably have some leftovers from your game day spread. So what do you do with all that food that may have gone uneaten? Nadia Galindo shows us how you can recycle it.
we found Don LaMattina recycling at the Gedney Recycling Yard in White Plains.
I think the environment's so important.
Where he just learned that there is now a way to recycle his leftovers.
It's going to make a big difference.
White Plains is the latest municipality to join a county-run food scrap recycling program, which launched after Scarsdale led the way with the first program back in 2017. More cities joining in to help divert food waste, which makes up 22% of residential waste in Westchester County, from landfills. This is how the program works.
Bring your food waste to drop-off locations throughout the county like this one. And if you want to bag that food, officials say don't use plastic. Instead, use these biodegradable bags that you can find at your local grocery store or online.
Most people do recognize that climate change is real and it is accelerating.
Mayor Tom Roach says the food scraps are picked up by the county and taken to a composting facility in Ulster County, where it is then transformed into nutrient-rich soil.
It's all about carbon footprint. I think that you know, it's the right thing to do.
A green footprint that starts at home. In White Plains, Nadia Galindo, News 12.
And by the way, county officials also encouraging residents with backyards to try composting food scraps at home as well.
Good idea. All right, you're watching News 12. A Vernon woman who saw a homeless man outside during yesterday's snowstorm felt compelled to help him, so she took to social media.
And Antoinette Biordi has the story of her one act of kindness.
If you saw this homeless person outside during Sunday's snowstorm, what would you do? Victoria Ryer of Mount Vernon couldn't just walk past him. She was compelled to help.
I have to go help this man. I went back downstairs and I asked him his name. I asked him if he had eaten today. He told me he did, and he told me his name was Daryl.
She took this picture of Daryl and posted it to Facebook, asking her friends for help with putting him up in a hotel for a night. The mom of two had hoped to raise about $200.
I ended up getting $843 for him in 3 hours. So I ran back downstairs at about 12 o'clock and I told him and I said, "Are you ready to go?"
Victoria went above and beyond and checked him into the Ardsley Acres Hotel.
There you go, sir. You're well. Oh, don't cry. Please don't cry. You're going to make me cry.
And with the $843, she was able to put him up for the entire week.
I'll be calling and texting you to check up on you, okay?
That Facebook post and live video was viewed and shared by hundreds of people. And that good deed caught the eye of city officials in her hometown of Mount Vernon.
It says that she's definitely an individual that knows how to pay it forward.
Daniel Terry is the communications director for the city of Mount Vernon. He says he's submitting a letter to the city council to make sure she's recognized for her kindness.
Hi, how are you?
And just this afternoon, Victoria went back to the hotel to give Daryl some food she bought with the leftover money she raised. And Daryl was just overwhelmed and thankful.
You're well. A little sore from being outside for so long, but I'm okay. It'll come back, you know, the energy will come, the strength will come back into me.
And Victoria says this effort is just the beginning.
I want to be an inspiration to people. I want them to pay it forward to people. Help anybody you can, because you never know what someone is going through.
Antoinette Biordi, News 12.
Culture.
Hi, News 12. I just won The Voice.
Community.
The first shot went into the arm of Port Washington nurse Sandra Lindsay.
Connections.
Seems like so much fun.
It was pretty hectic.
Discover News 12 New York.
Hey, look, we're happy, right?
A new way to see the best of News 12's local channels from across the tri-state area, all in one place. Now streaming 24/7 on your favorite devices. Discover News 12 New York today.